Why did the killer slice Elizabeth Short's body clean in half, drain her blood completely, and leave her with a carved Hollywood smile on her face? "750 detectives, the biggest manhunt in LA history, and not one real suspect." Over 500 people walked into police stations and confessed to killing her. Was this a murder? Or something much darker? Elizabeth Short was born on July 29, 1924, in the Hyde Park neighborhood of Boston, Massachusetts, the third of 5 daughters. Her father, Cleo, built miniature golf courses for a living until the stock market crash of 1929 took everything. In 1930, his car was found abandoned on the Charlestown Bridge. Everyone assumed he had jumped into the Charles River below. Elizabeth suffered from respiratory problems throughout her childhood, bronchitis and severe asthma attacks. At 15, she underwent lung surgery. Her doctors recommended she spend time in warmer climates. That one piece of medical advice changed the entire course of her life. In 1942, a letter arrived from her father. He was alive. He had built a new life in California. Elizabeth traveled to California to meet a father she hadn't seen in roughly 6 years. Arguments quickly escalated, and she left. She never went back. After leaving her father's house, Elizabeth lived a life of constant movement. Camp Cook near Lompoc, Santa Barbara, Florida. On September 23, 1943, she was arrested in Santa Barbara for underage drinking. Her fingerprints were taken and filed. Those same fingerprints would identify her body more than 3 years later. In Florida, she met Major Matthew Michael Gordon, Jr., a decorated Army Air Force officer with the 2nd Air Commando Group, who was recovering from a crash in India. She accepted his proposal. But on August 10, 1945, Gordon was killed in a second plane crash. In July 1946, Elizabeth relocated to Los Angeles. She worked as a waitress.
Thank you.
She dreamed of Hollywood.
You'll see my name on the marquee one day. Just you wait.
No record of any actual acting work was ever found.
Wherever you want to go, kid.
Anywhere, as long as it's with you.
January 9th, 1947. Robert Red Manley, a married salesman who knew Elizabeth, drove her to Los Angeles and dropped her off in front of the Biltmore Hotel. She was supposed to meet her sister, who was visiting from Boston.
I didn't kill her. You have to believe me, I just dropped her off, that's it.
After that moment, no one knows with certainty where Elizabeth was. 6 days, 144 hours, 0 confirmed sightings. This gap became known as the missing week, the darkest chapter of an already dark case.
Excuse me, is Elizabeth Short still there?
No, ma'am, she's gone 6 days ago.
6 days, and we have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Either someone out there knows something and they're staying quiet, or this person is a lot smarter than all of us.
Before we go any further, if you're the kind of person who gets drawn into stories like this, if unsolved cases, cold files, and real crimes keep you up at night, then this channel was made for you. Every week, a new case. Every week, the full story. Hit subscribe right now. The button is right below this video. Don't miss what's coming next. Now, let's get back to it. January 15th, 1947. Just before 11 in the morning, Betty Bersinger was walking her young daughter past a vacant lot on South Norton Avenue in the Lemert Park neighborhood of Los Angeles. She saw something in the grass near the sidewalk. She thought it was a department store mannequin. She stepped closer. It was not a mannequin. The body of a young woman, completely naked, severed at the waist. All blood drained from the body, skin white. The body had been washed clean. Both corners of her mouth had been cut back toward her ears. The lower half of her body was positioned approximately 12 inches from the upper half, arms raised above the head, knees bent, legs apart. The body had been deliberately arranged. The official autopsy was performed on January 16th by Frederick Newbar, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner. Cause of death? Cerebral hemorrhage due to blunt force trauma to the head and face. The body had been dead roughly 10 to 12 hours before it was found. Contrary to what newspapers would later print, the evidence did not support prolonged torture. Police deliberately allowed that false detail to circulate to prevent the real cause of death from appearing in the press.
The way this was done, that is a surgical technique. It was taught in medical schools in the 1930s. Our killer is a doctor, or was one.
Before police had even reached the family, the Los Angeles Examiner made its own call. Phoebe Short, with no idea what had happened, shared warm memories of her daughter.
Mrs. Short, we were wondering, how was your daughter Elizabeth as a student in school?
She was so disciplined and such an avid student.
Only at the very end of the call did the reporter tell her that Elizabeth was dead. The press had reached the mother before law enforcement did, and they had already written the story. 750 investigators worked the case. The Los Angeles City Council offered a $10,000 reward. The result? Dozens of people confessed in the first weeks alone. Over the following decades, that number climbed past 500. Some of them had not even been born yet when the murder took place. January 21st, 6 days after the body was found. The phone rang at the editor's desk of the Los Angeles Examiner.
I've been following all your coverage.
Good work. I think it's almost time for me to give myself up. But not just yet. Just a little longer.
Three days later, on January 24th, an envelope arrived at the newspaper. Words had been cut from various publications and pasted together. Here are Dahlia's belongings. Letter to follow. Inside, Elizabeth's birth certificate, several photographs, and an address book with the name Mark Hansen on the cover. Everything had been wiped clean with gasoline. Not a single fingerprint remained. More letters followed over the coming weeks. One promised a surrender on a specific date and at a specific location. No one showed up. By early February, the investigation had run out of leads. Robert Red Manley, the last person confirmed to have seen Elizabeth alive. Multiple polygraph tests, all passed, cleared. Mark Hansen, nightclub owner in Hollywood, his name was in the address book. Elizabeth had previously rejected his advances, eventually cleared. Leslie Dillon, a hotel worker who had previously worked in a mortuary, named as the prime suspect in a 2017 book on the case. But investigative journalist Larry Harnish found documented evidence placing Dillon in San Francisco at the time of the murder. Janice Knowlton. In 1995, she published a book claiming she had witnessed her own father commit the murder in his garage when she was a child. Her half-sister and the lead detective on the case both stated her account was inconsistent with the established facts.
"23 years on this case. Every time I thought we had something, there was another wall."
But one name refused to go away. A doctor, a wiretapped house, a single recorded sentence that was never removed from the file. George Hill Hodel Jr., physician, brilliant, deeply secretive. Already under police scrutiny at the time of the murder, his home was placed under electronic surveillance in early 1950. The recordings captured a conversation that would become the most debated piece of evidence in the entire case.
Supposing I did kill the Black Dahlia, they couldn't prove it now. I don't think so later self may forge you.
Those words are not a confession, but they are not the words of an innocent man at ease. In 1945, Hodel had come under suspicion in the death of his secretary, Ruth Spaulding, ruled an accidental overdose. In 1949, his daughter, Tamar Hodel, accused him of sexual abuse. He was tried and acquitted. But the case placed him under intense scrutiny and deepened suspicion around the Dahlia murder. In March 1950, shortly after the wiretap was placed on his home, George Hodel left the United States, first for Hawaii, then settling in the Philippines, where he remained until 1990. He was never charged with any crime related to Elizabeth Short. He died on May 16, 1999, at the age of 91. After his father's death, Steve Hodel, a retired Los Angeles Police Department homicide detective, published a book in 2003 naming his father as the killer. Elizabeth Short was buried at Mountain View Cemetery in Oakland, California. Her mother, Phoebe, stayed close to that grave for years. She passed away on March 1, 1992, without an answer. The case remains officially open, the oldest unsolved homicide in Los Angeles Police Department history. 2 weeks after the murder, public outrage across California ran so high that a state legislator introduced a bill making California the first state in the United States to require mandatory registration of sex offenders. Elizabeth Short never got her name on a Hollywood screen, but she changed American law. Elizabeth, 22 years old, Hyde Park, Boston, Hollywood Boulevard, South Norton Avenue. 80 years have passed. The case is still open. The killer still has no name. And the question is still on the table. Who did it? What do you think? Was George Hodel guilty? Or is there still a page in this case that hasn't been turned? Drop your theory in the comments below. And if you want a case like this every single week, subscribe now. You will not want to miss what's next. Before you leave, subscribe for more true crime and mystery stories. And if you have a theory, a question, or a case you'd like us to cover next, leave it in the comments. I read every single one. See you in the next case.